Hi, Eliza here with some edible science for you. Today we're going to be looking at animal tracks. So chances are if you've ever gone out in the snow or found a muddy creek bank, you've probably seen some animal tracks near your home. Today we're going to talk about two different types of animals that leave tracks, birds and mammals, and some of the common tracks that you might see from some of those. Now to do this, we're obviously going to make it edible since this is Eliza's edible science. And that means we need some crackers, a nice solid base for us to put our tracks on, and then you can choose whether you want a muddy base or a snowy base. For a snowy base, you can use cream cheese or maybe just some white provolone cheese as a base on your cracker. For some of mine, I've used a muddy base made out of peanut butter, so I've got a little bit of both there. We're also going to need some cheese, some pretzels, some pepperonis, pretty much anything you've got in your cabinets that you want to use to make yourself a delicious cracker track treat. Let's start with some bird tracks. This is one I've made out of some pieces of pretzel stick, and it's one of the most common that you might find near your backyard, since most of your backyard birds have these 3 toes and 1 at the back arrangement. This is what we call an Zygodactyla. This is what you would see in a cardinal or a sparrow. It's even what you see in some of the bigger birds like hawks. Very common bird track that you might find around your house. Now, another bird track that is common with backyard birds but a little bit different is 2 toes in the front and 2 toes in the back, with a couple of slightly shorter ones in there. This is what we call zygodactyl. And that means that those 2 pairs give them a slightly different grip. This is what you see on birds like woodpeckers, where they have to perch on the side of a tree rather than on a tree branch. Gives them a little bit more balance. So if you see those 2 toes, chances are you're looking at a woodpecker. Our last bird track, chances are you could tell me what it is. Nice big webbed foot with 3 toes. That's right, it's a duck or a goose. Any of our waterfowl, those birds that swim in the water, need that paddle structure with their feet. That's what you're going to see is a nice big flat webbed track. So those are our birds. Let's set those aside for now. And let's look at some of our mammals. This one here, which I made out of a dried apricot, has 2 halves of almost a circle that are split in the middle. This comes from a hoofed animal, particularly a white-tailed deer is the one that we would find around your house. White-tailed deer are what we call ungulates, which is what all of our hoofed animals are called. So that includes horses and cows and antelopes, lots and lots of different animals. But our ungulates around here are going to be white-tailed deer. Now these last 2 are going to look very similar, but they are actually from 2 different groups of animals. They each have 1 big pad and 3 toes, but see if you can spot the difference. On this one, I've added 3 extra small marks in front of the toes, and that's because this animal has claws. So it belongs in the dog group. So things like pet dogs, coyotes, foxes, they can't pull their claws in when they walk, so they leave these little indentations. This, on the other hand, is from the cat group. So your pet cats or bobcats, they have retractable claws. Those claws can go inside and out of the way when they're just walking. Keeps those claws extra sharp. But it also means they don't leave those little indents. So those are 6 common types of tracks that you can find around you that also happen to be quite delicious in snack form. So feel free to quiz your friends, maybe lay out a little scene where a duck and a deer have a fight over some seed, whatever you like to do. Just enjoy your cracker snack tracks.